It's another really warm day today, which is all the good for these plants. But obviously watering now becomes a priority. And don't forget, if you've got any of those trays, bottom water everything, because you can just put an inch of water in a full tray, drop all your plants in, and you don't have to worry about those, probably for the rest of the day. We finally managed to get this greenhouse finished. Apart from one thing, we have got another plant that we want to put in far side. We left a little space for that. So I'm just going to pop outside and have a quick look and see what plants we've got or what size. I know there's quite a few that's desperate to come out of those little cells that they're in. Well, we've managed to get rid of quite a few out of these trees. We've still got a few peppers there. I'll have to plant them somewhere because they're them long sweet bell peppers. And this amused me when I saw it this morning. Little tomato plant in a 9cm pot. It's looking slightly yellow because obviously it's a bit restricted. But if you look there, it's still trying to grow as a tomato. And it's not even a bad size one either. And this is one of the very few we've got left now. I might just pop that outside in ground somewhere, being as it's really trying. And I've still got these cauliflowers. We'd best get them in quite soon, to be fair. They have now got the true leaves and they're a very good size. And I've got 2 more cucumber plants as well. We've already planted 2, so I'm not sure if I need any more. And plenty more lettuce seedlings to go at. I've still not moved these dwarf broad beans, so that is something that definitely needs sorting out. We've got another crimson sweet plant there. Again, that don't look too bad. It's putting some new growth on, but I know we've got one bigger than that. Once again, this plant, 9cm pot, and it's pretty amazing at what it's doing. It's growing flowers to grow fruit already, even in that little amount of compost. And that's another one of those round courgettes. I don't want to waste those plants because it's a new variety for this year. So I'm going to have to think about putting that somewhere for definite. And then we've got this one, and that's called a Black Beauty. And we put that in a slightly bigger container. But look at the growth that's put on. It looks amazing for the small amount of compost that it's in. So based on that alone, I think this is going to have to be the one that we put in that spare ground in that greenhouse, because it is trying so hard. And we'll get round to the rest of these in time. We've got a nice little harvest of lettuce to come there. It's amazing what plants will do. They are so resilient, even in little spaces like that. They're growing to this size. And if you look at it, it's absolutely full of buds that are going to become flowers and then fruits. Obviously some of those are probably going to be male and female, but still, it's trying so hard to give us an harvest. So it's a shame to not even bother with something that size. This has got to go into that last piece of ground in this greenhouse because we've already got such an head start on it. I'll clear a path and we'll get this Black Beauty in there. So that's that path cleared. There's the last little bit of ground in this greenhouse. So I've made a really nice deep hole for this plant. We'll get some feed in as well, plenty of feed, because these plants are very heavy feeders. And I can't think of another plant that I've got that's more deserving of this final place than this. So let's get that in. Keep that label up there. Since we've only got one of these plants, then we know where it is. I'm just making a recess at the bottom of this plant So when we water it, the water goes all around the base of this plant where we need it. To some degree, it's keeping these bottom leaves off at ground, although we will be removing a couple as it grows. We don't want to be splashing these leaves with water because they can be quite prone to powdery mildew as you get further into the season. So that's that plant in. So we'll give that a good watering. Don't forget, as it gets hotter, run your hose pipe for about a minute before you water your plants, because you could potentially be watering your plants with really hot water. So that plant's got a very well deserved place in this greenhouse. What an amazing looking plant, considering it's been in that little container all that time. And you can see we've got plants outside that, even though they're in smaller containers, are either trying to grow fruits or they're producing flowers ready to grow fruits. That's why nature is so amazing. On the other end of the scale, we have got a couple of things outside that are doing alright, alongside others that aren't doing very well at all. But yet, they're the same plants, in the same area, planted at the same time, treated the exact same way. And for some reason, some plants just decide to go rogue. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we've got a raised bed here. Obviously we've got it covered by that hoop net because the brassicas, and we want to keep cabbage white off as plants. And they're all doing quite well. Putting on some really good size. But right in the middle, this one's bolted. It's growing flowers. So basically that plant's no good anymore. But either side in it, two plants at the same variety, they're doing perfectly well. But what's more interesting is if we move on to the next raised bed, same setup, same plants, doing alright. Right in the middle, another one's done exactly the same, in the same place as this tunnel. Obviously that's got to be a coincidence, but it was strange to see that plants growing in the same area can just at any point go to seed. Meanwhile, those peas are doing really well now, full of flower, and nearly to the tops of those canes. And we've got loads and loads of new growth on these strawberries as well, and it's full of flowers, so there's a lot of strawberries coming our way very soon. And we've seen this one quite recent. This is one of his finished greenhouses. We've got plenty of room on that back to put a few more plants and maybe some more hanging baskets. But as far as the ground's concerned with these tomatoes, everything's looking really good. And that has really put some size on, considering it's in a small container. And it's full of flowers. I started moving some of these lettuce plants into shade as well. I don't want them to be in full sun all day, even in bottom watering trays, because it could start and bleach those really nice red leaves. So I've put an hanging basket here as well, and that has really filled out. You'll remember in a previous video we put that little clump of lettuce leaf in here after a small pot, and now it's filling this basket. So there's really nice harvest to come from this quite soon. So you can see how strange that situation is. Two separate hoop tunnels with the same plants down the centre, and the third plant in both tunnels has bolted, flowered, gone to seed. Yet all the others are perfectly fine. Just struck me as a little strange. But we'll just put that down to coincidence, like I said. We'll pull that one out, it's no good anymore, and we'll see how those other ones get on in that hoop tunnel. But meanwhile, for a really nice sunny Sunday, we've got that Black Beauty in place now. An amazing looking plant that is now going to thrive. We've put it in ground, we've watered it and we've fed it, and now, along with everything else that we're planting, we just need to wait. If you're interested in seeing what I'm going to be planting tomorrow, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you then. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.